heard you need help to create a slider for your website. Well, after this video you will know exactly how to do it. For those of you that don't know what a slider is, it's basically when an image changes every 2 seconds in a web page, like the one that you're seeing now on screen. If you're not interested in knowing how to actually do a slider, because you're in a hurry or simply you don't care, there are the chapters you can skip whenever you want, or you can press the GitHub link in the description. Now, for those of you that actually want to learn, let's dive in. Hi, I'm Dennis and this is FoxForce. In today's video, I will teach you how to do a perfectly functional slider. And if you stick till the end, I will give you a few tips to improve it. But first, I will give you a few informations. For this video, I will use Vue.js. It's a framework that basically allows me to have some hooks, and it allows me to simply bind the HTML with the JavaScript. So with that being said, remember that the syntax will probably change, so you just have to adapt it because the logic is the same. Okay, so in order to start, we need our basic code here. Practically what we have is this: an image with his title, his name, his key, and a general title for the web page, like I put the 7 word wonders. And the image, here I have my array of images that we will go through in order to change the picture. We will start with the first one, the Colosseum. Their name is slightly Italian because I'm Italian. And as you can see, for now it doesn't do anything because it didn't really put JavaScript logic. Here I binded the pet of the image with the pet that I have in the array. This is how you bind it. Basically you say it to go in the images, because this is the images array, to go to the image index that we put to 0 right here, and to pick the image key, the value of the image key. We just tell to him where to go. So if, for example, here I put 2, I save and I refresh, the image will change. And that's what we will focus on, because that's everything that we need to do. So as you can see here, I have commented code. We have the methods. Basically here we put all the function that we need. The function that we will need to create will be like this one. I named it go forward. As you can see, go forward function. What it does, every time that you call this function, it will just like do the image index +1. So we start from 0, it will go to +1. Nothing fancy, as simple as that. But if we do it like that, like if we only put the go forward without this code, it will go forward endlessly. So we do 1, 2, 3, we reach the last one, and then it won't go back to the first one to do the like circling slider. It will go forward infinitely, so it will give us error. That's why I put this if. In this if, I basically say if the image index, so this number, is greater than the length of the images. So if we have 9 images, if this number is 9, because it's not greater, if it's the same number, we start back from 0. But where do we actually call this function? Well, I usually put it, basically if you see here, I defined a clock, and we will put it in the mounted hook. Basically this is a Vue.js hook, and it says when before the page is created, when it's actually still creating, it will start this clock. So the clock, this set interval, is a timing function. Every time we decide how much it will do what's inside of this. What do I put in this piece? I basically put the go forward function. So every 3 seconds, because 3000 means 3 seconds because it's in milliseconds, and we will call this go forward function. Now I will put it to 1 just to prove you that it's working, and to skip the images fast. See, it's changing. If you saw a little bug here, it's because of the picture, nothing. And it starts again after reaching the last one. That's basically it. That you create your slider. It's perfectly working like that. Nothing more, nothing less. That's exactly what we need. Okay, so this is it. A perfectly functional carousel. You don't need nothing else to make it work. So you can stop watching here. This is the basis. If you know how to do that, you can do basically anything. And before going to the bonus tips to make it a bit better or professional or as you want, I will ask you to put a like to this video and to comment if you want to know how to do it, like if you want for me to do a tutorial on how to do it with JavaScript plain, so without the heads of the mounted of the hooks that I have here. And if you want to know more about Vue.js, you can write this down in the comments too as well. Now, as you can see, there are a lot of commented stuff here, so we have a bit of improving in our slider. If you hear me say carousel, it is because I have no idea. I like to call it a carousel. I don't know why. The first tip that I would do is basically, now it's just going forward. If I want to look better at that picture, I can't go back or go forward. It's just like that. I have to wait for it to come back again. So what I would do is, as I already did, just commented. Basically, I added these two arrows. Now the slider stopped. Don't mind it. It stopped when I added them. Now, what did I do? Basically, in this arrow, I put when I click it to go forward. Basically, I'm calling the function go forward, and it will do exactly what the slider was doing before. So going forward, just instead of doing it every 3 seconds, it will do it every time I click on the arrow. For this other arrow, it's different because I can't take the go forward. Basically, I click it and it will go to the next image. I want to go to the previous image. That's why I put when I click it to go on the previous images. That is the first function here that I will uncomment it now. And what it does, it's exactly the opposite of what go forward does. The first thing, this image index minus. I don't remember if in English is minus, but still. So if we are, let's say, at the image number 5, it will go to 4 once I click. Now, the same problem as this one, it's there. If I don't put this if, it will just go back infinitely. If the index is smaller than 0, so if we are at 0 and we click the button, it will go to the image length -1. The -1 is because practically the computer starts to number from 0. But this dot length will tell us how many images there are. It won't start from 0 because the image number 0 is the first image. Now we have that one, as you can see, to press and go back. But you can quickly see that there is a problem. If I press to go back, but it's almost time to change to the other image, it won't be like, okay, I will let pass 3 seconds after you click. I will click it when I have to click it, because this timing function, this clock, it's still available. It's still 100% working. So what I did, I used the hacks that Vue.js gives to me, this before update and update. And basically what this two thing does is, before update, it's like, okay, something is changing on the page. So before actually changing it, stop the clock. Clear interval clock means simply stop the clock. And the other one, it's simply once it's updated, as you can see from the name, start again the clock. Like, it's the same stuff here. So we start exactly as we left, we start it again with no problems, and that's exactly how it will go. Basically, if now I update 1, 2, 3, I go back 1, 2, 3, and then change. If I go forward, same stuff. It's almost done. I go forward, it starts again. That's as simple as that. And that's already, I like it already much more, because I can actually go to pictures. It's like simple pictures, I will just go to them and be like, okay, I like the third one, this one. I look at it, okay, it's changed, I still want to look at it, we'll go back once again. As simple as that. And since I did the binding for the image and for the name changed as well. With that first tip, we uncomment basically everything. The remainings are these 3 lines and this that is basically 1 line. I just put it in more just to understand better. And I will show you what it does. Basically, for the bonus number 2, we may want to just skip to another image, like this is the second one, and we are here, and we don't want to click every time to go back to the second one or to go back. We want to click directly to it. So what can we do? It's adding the circles. Now, as you can see, it already changed. I already styled them. You can style them as you want, but the important part, it's not how to style them or how I styled them. If you want, I can show it too, but the important part is what did I do. Basically, I put the circle, as you can see, but I said for every image in the images array, so for every image in this array, you do a circle, and you keep saved the index, basically what number that image is. You just keep it in mind, okay? Not you, the program. It will just be like, okay, this is the first image, the second image, the third image, nothing more. And it's pretty useful because basically, if we go to Phantasm have these two circles. They are the same circles, just one is active fast and the other one is far. Basically, the empty circle have this class, the class far circle, and the class far, and the class far, this one here. Now the full circle have the fast circle and the active fast, because the active circle usually is the full one, the black one. What they did, basically, I said, I binded the classes, and I said when the index of the image is the same as the image index here, you put the active circle. They said basically when the number of the image is the same as the number of the circle is black. That's why, as you can see, this is the last picture, the last one is black, this is the first, second, third, and so on. It's pretty simple actually to do. Maybe it's not as simple to understand. Now, this doesn't solve our problem. Yes, it looks a bit better. You know how many images there will be, and you know at which image you are, even if they are not numbers. But this is not the point that we wanted to do. You can take it as a third tip. Going back to what we originally wanted to do, we want to go directly to a determinate picture. That's why I have this function, go directly. It takes the index of the images, basically from there, because when I click on a circle, it will call this function, and it will say, look, this is my number, take it. And he will take it, as you can see here, he take it, and he set the image index to the number of the circle. Basically, it will say, I'm here, I wanted to go to the first one. When I click, it will say, go directly, look, I'm the first image. I'm the first image. You will say, okay, you're the first image, so I will set the image index to 1, to be the first one, I mean to 0. So it will go directly to this one. With the second two, it will be like, look, I'm the second image. Okay, you're the second image, so we put the image index as 1, because the 1 is the second image. And that was it. The basic slider, it's pretty simple to do. The bonuses are really just bonuses. You don't have to add anything to your slider to be a perfectly functional slider. But as you can see, it adds a bit of dynamics to your web page. Now, if you have additional question or you didn't understand something, or as always, put the questions in the comment. I will try to answer them as quickly and as precise as possible. Thank you very much for watching. I hope that you got value out of this video and that now you will be able to create a slider for your own web page. At the moment, this is the first video from my channel, but as soon as something comes out, you will have it right here. Right here. I have no idea because I don't know where it appears. And yes, see you in the next video.